Hey everyone! So, Rigby and I thought we would do a walkthrough video of everything we've got going on in the backyard. Hey Rigby! Say hi. So, over here on the back porch, we have 3 large planters that are filled with geraniums, impatiens, and vinca. And all of these we got at Lowe's this year. And we're really happy with vinca, impatiens, and geraniums because they tend to do really well out here in New Mexico. They love the sun. They love, they love a hardy water, but they're good with sun. So we're really happy with these. These get really big, so we're really happy with those. Over here, again, we have geraniums, vinca, and actually over here we've got some marigolds, and I no longer have to buy marigolds at the store anymore because about a couple of years ago we bought some marigolds because I know they happen to do really well out here in New Mexico. And when the end of the season came and the blossoms dried up, I collected them, and this spring I opened them up and planted, I believe, about 6 to 8 different plants from seed, and almost all of them came up. So these are my own homegrown marigolds that I'm really happy with. These are actually rather short and stubby. They're really wide though. But I have a few other geraniums that grow really tall, so I really like that. I have a cactus. I love cactuses that I saved from the side yard, and he was kind of not doing too good out there. And so I want to transfer him to this larger wooden container. So need to get that done very soon. Ooh, we have more vinca that, well, we don't have room for any more plants, but I may actually transfer these over here. So over here we have more marigolds that I planted from a seed. Very, very happy about that. Oh, we have rosemary. So we have a rosemary bush that is doing very, very well. In fact, there's a branch that has grown so low that it joins to the ground, and it develops roots and essentially becomes its own separate plant because I separated it from the tree, and then I dug it out from here, and I actually had transferred it to the front, but that transfer didn't do so well. But this rosemary bush is my pride and glory of the rosemary bushes. This one has done so well. I recently just trimmed it so it's kind of even because it was starting to take over these. So these are our oleander bushes. We have 4 of them. We originally bought 5, and the one furthest right here died on us. I don't know why. It didn't last that first year. But we love our oleander. Oh, they're about to bloom. So, and the thing about the oleander though is that when it dries up, whenever its leaves dry up, I tend to try to rake them up, collect them, because the oleander is actually very poisonous. So we don't want the animals, kids getting into them. So we just try to collect those, but these get huge, maybe about 4 feet tall, so about right here. And they have these beautiful red to reddish pink blossoms that we really enjoy. And here is our rose bush. So as you can see, we have a couple of blossoms, and these are actually late blossoms. So about a couple of weeks ago to 4 weeks ago, this was in full bloom from the very top to the inner to the very tips. This was covered in blossoms. And this year I was watching Southwest Yard and Garden, and they suggested pruning the bush. So I pruned it pre-blossom season. And then once the blossoms came, and before they turned into rose hips, see, as the flower starts to wilt and the petals die away, that is when it's about to recede into rose hips. And so I then trimmed them before they became rose hips to allow the bush to conserve that energy. And actually by doing that, it prompted this late blossom. So we have a bundle here, 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 here. And so we're still enjoying blossoms post bloom season, and I really made sure to prune all of the blossoms because we want a fall bloom. So thank you, Southwest Yard and Garden. And so these oleanders, we also trim these back, but we don't have much of a choice. In the fall, they actually die, unlike a rose bush that, tends to stay green all year. This will actually die back, lose all its leaves, and nothing but these hard woody stalks will be left. And so we trim them back year after year. You trim them down, and then in the spring these tend to come up. And so I had to prune the rosemary because between it and the rose bush, it's really starting to overcrowd this little oleander. We want to give it as much, we should have spaced them out a little better, but they're doing really, really well. So I'm not sure what the name of these are, but these are just beautiful. They attract bees. They love water. It's under the drain for the air conditioner. And so I'm really happy about that. We don't waste water. It doesn't go into the, just into the sewer. It waters this flower bed and these flowers, and these are just big and beautiful. And the thing about these is, I'm not sure of the correct botanical term. I refer to them as tubular because they have this incredible root system that, even though they're in this other flower bed that's separated by a cinder block, the roots come down and around. And so now these are getting into our lawn. But what I like to do is I actually dig these out, and so I've transferred these to the front yard, which I'll show you guys in a separate video. And so I've transferred them over here, and they do really good. They're amazing plants. You just dig them up and you can plop them just into the ground, just make a hole or just put it down and place some dirt over it, and they really tend to take hold. So over here is our newest flower bed that I just started this season. Although these morning glories would come up year to year on their own, it was rather late in the season when they would, so I put in some vinca and impatiens, and so they're doing really well. But now they're starting to get crowded out by the morning glories over here. So let's see. We really got to water this area good because between the walls in that corner, it gets really, really hot during the daytime. So here we have a hanging impatiens that we just bought this year. And what I love about these is when the flowers die away, they recede into these little caps, and if you pop them open, there's seeds. So I collected those. So hopefully I can try planting my own impatiens next season. So over here is the dog run area, and here's my compost pile. So I'm not sure if these are potatoes, but, and I'm not sure what these are, but we have what I believe to be potatoes and maybe some sort of melon. Watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, who knows. I'm hoping this year to get a viable melon that, that doesn't die on me. I need to start watering my compost pile a little bit more. So here's my compost pile, started with any vegetable or green scrap from the kitchen, no grease, no dairy, no bread. Oh, and eggshells and coffee grounds. At times, it's kind of hard. We have Keurig, but any tea bag, chamomile tea, green tea, it goes into the compost pile. So here's our compost pile, and here's the rest of the dog run. Not much going on over here. We have a great flower bed that I need to do something with. We've got a lot of shade in this area, so a really nice shaded area for, so I barely just finished raking and really just clearing out this space. There's a few more things that need to go to the dump or be recycled. So this area is a work in progress area, and my little compost pile that I hope gives us a viable harvest. This is the biggest. Might look kind of sad, but I'm really hopeful for this little compost pile because this is the biggest and the best crop I've ever had going. And these whatever they are just came up on their own. I'm pretty sure they're potatoes. I put a lot of potatoes in here, so I'm hopeful, that I can take care of these. It's really hard when you don't know what they are. And we actually had 4 things going, and I may have overwatered because I was starting to water a lot, and everything but whatever, these potatoes and hopefully this melon, everything died. So it's really hard to take care of something that you're not sure of, its identity. So I need to work on identifying what's growing in the compost pile so I can then take care of it. Oh, a pill bug. Maybe that's what, took out our all the wonderful things we had growing. I need to do more research on how to keep bugs out of my compost pile as well. So I'm a very, very much so a newbie at the compost pile game. So let's see. So I just vacuumed the pool. I'm very happy with it. So about once a week, we'll shock it, scrub it with the brush, and make sure algae can't grow, green algae, black algae. Just scrub it good, vacuum, and also shock it and treat it, and test the water to see if the chemicals are balanced, see where our pH is, our alkalinity, how much chlorine's in here, and what the stability of it is. So the trick is just staying on top of the pool and monitoring the chemicals and vacuuming it. Vacuuming it just once a week keeps it looking really great. Oh, so we have 2 large planters out by the pool, and over here we have our vinca, geraniums, and marigold. Again, marigolds that I planted from a seed, and they came up that I'm really happy with. Mike takes good care of the lawn. I water, he mows, and he edges, and so this is the greenest it's been in a dry year like this, so we're really happy. And then the other large planter, we have these really large marigolds, unlike the stumpy ones, the stumpy short ones in the other planter, but these are tall, and the ones I'll show you out front are even taller. Marigolds, vinca, and this is a really hardy batch over here. Everyone's getting really big, so I'm really happy with that. And so that's it for the backyard, everybody. I'll make another video about the front.